Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on A Journal for Jordan, starring Michael B. Jordan and directed by Denzel Washington, a romance movie that looks like a romance movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. All at Amazon. Trade paperback, ebook, Kindle Unlimited is free. Right, Little Joan? And don't forget to check out my other two videos on Bitchute and Rumble, and Joan's in them too. Today is a special Piney podcast and, of course, a news blast. Now, Michael B. Jordan introduces his own trailer, which is I find odd and weird, but I mean, he's a big star, so I get it. It's called A Journal for Jordan. It's not about him. Again, weird. Weird, because the name of the guy in the book, I guess, is not Jordan. It's a journal. Okay. Otherwise, it would be Journal from Jordan. I think Jordan is his son's name, so they kept that name. And it's about the love between a soldier and his wife. I assume the soldier dies. I assume he dies because that's a tragic love story. Denzel Washington doing some direction. It doesn't look awful. It just looks boring to me. It doesn't look particularly bad. I mean, the production value is very nice. The acting looks fine. I mean, Michael B. Jordan's a good actor. And it's about a universal theme. It's about love and, making the most of the time you have, which is why I assume he dies, because it's like her looking back on his life. I mean, it is a Christmas movie, though, so maybe not. Screenplay by Virgil Williams, directed by Denzel Washington. So good on Denzel for directing a movie, because actors, a lot of times they go into direction because, they're good at that part, the acting part. The question is he good at the other part, making it, the pacing and the excitement of it? Because it can be a little different making a scene, pacing a scene well, but then the visuals pacing it well. It's a little different, right? So I did improv for a lot of years. On stage, pacing is one thing. But when you're actually shooting something, it's more the editing. It's more of, you might have to cut two takes together, and one may not cut as well together, or your editing may not be as sharp. So we'll see. I'm not super excited about the film, but then again, I'm not a romance guy. Not really super romance. I mean, it looks boring as hell to me. It's not a knock at the movie. It's just not what I like. I want to see some gunplay and some excitement, maybe a car chase. It's not that kind of movie. I mean, it's a romance movie, and good on him for saying it's a romance movie and not trying to package it as something else. And then there's going to be some drama, of course. There she is having the baby, probably alone, and probably another flashback. I don't know. It's hard to say. Michael B. Jordan looks different without his mustache, doesn't he? Without his facial hair, it looks totally different. Anywho, first act, it's going to be, I guess it's going to be probably them already together, or maybe it might all be told in flashback. It might be one of those movies. But eventually it gets into the chronological, story of how they met. They fall in love. He woos her. Maybe it's, she gets him the journal in order to write down his thoughts while he's away at war. I assume probably in Iraq or Afghanistan. So maybe it follows, the two, and then the flashbacks are the lead up to him leaving. He falls in love with her, woos her, they become a couple, they have a kid together, they get married maybe. But then he gets called up to go to war. That the separation, the anxiety, the drama in that. That's mostly the second act, I would think. And then finally the third act is, maybe that's when he dies, or when she has the baby. The big dramatic moments. And then the third act, it's probably the kid. Now he's a little bit older. He's trying to understand who his father was. I think he's dead. That's my guess. They don't really explicitly say that. There is one quick scene of the kid standing in a graveyard. I don't know if I can find it. So that to me is an indication he died. But maybe not. Possible not. But that would be the most dramatic thing. So it's about the kid coming to terms with the image of his father he didn't really know because he was only a baby when he died. And the journal gives him like a window into this, and the mother's dealing with stuff. So it's a lot of drama. So if you like a romance movie, I think, ladies, I think this will be a good one. I think it'll have a lot of nuance to it. Certainly, I think Michael B. Jordan, he's a good actor. If anybody can pull this off, it'll be him. The actress, I think she's relatively new. I think this is her first big role because they said introducing, I forget her name. Anywho, should be interesting. Should be interesting. Will I see it? No. I don't like romance movies for the most part. Maybe if there's some comedy in it. It looks like kind of a downer. Hate to say it, but I mean, I'm sure it's inspiring too, but it's not my kind of movie. But that all being said, I think if you're looking for a romance movie, this would definitely be in the category of movies you should check out. My recommendation. Anywho, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Please check us out on Bitchute and Rumble, and we'll see you tomorrow.